In one of my last videos, I told you that I do only quarterly objectives for my New Year's resolution to not get lost in year-long objectives. This is the first video where I review my quarterly objectives and share with you how I'm doing, where I am on track, maybe ahead, and where I'm slacking a little bit or change the objectives altogether. So everybody, this is a quick one. Let's just dive right in and see where we are at right now. So here on the screen, you are seeing the objectives that I had back end of December 2024 for my first quarter of 2025, reaching until end of March. And we're going through these step by step. I'll tell you a bit how I fare, where I am right now, and if I think I will hit these objectives as far as I planned. Going for the first objective, to lose some weight. This is actually going really well. We are now in roughly mid-February and I've lost pretty much all of the weight that I planned to lose by end of March. So I'm way ahead of this and I plan to maybe update it from -6 kilograms to roughly -10 kilograms that I can lose up to March. This would be very amazing. So looking at that, I can proudly say that I'm ahead of my objectives in this one. And let's maybe do, a green up arrow signaling I'm way ahead on this one. This is working out great so far. Let me know if you want any details on how I'm doing it and I will provide them down below. I try to not share them before I've reached some considerable milestones in order to share only what works. The second objective in the body category is to hit the gym twice a week at least. Also, this is working really well. Currently, I'm hitting the gym 3 times a week, so even more than my objective was. Super consistently without skipping a single week, a single workout. And I plan on continuing this in my next cycle for the next 6 weeks, also with 3 times a week. This is looking great as well, and I'm happy to announce that for this part also I'm ahead of my goals, even because I only planned twice a week. And I'm planning to crush this objective as well. The third one, that's a clear I planned on doing once a week cardio. And I've not really done the classical approach to cardio that I originally planned on doing. I originally planned on going for a 30-minute run, for example, medium heart rate, just to get some extra workout in. And I realized that this is not a cardio that I enjoy so much. And also this kind of cardio, I just don't do it. So I changed objectives a little bit mid-quarter. This was like the second week of January, where I realized, well, I don't hit these objectives at all. And what I did is, instead of aiming for 1 time cardio per week, I aimed for, and now I'm crossing this out for you, so this in yellow, and the new objective is 5 times 12K steps per week. So I currently plan on having 12K steps. This is roughly 2 hours of walking each day for 5 days a week. And this is working really well for me. This is a little bit more of, let's call it passive cardio. It's even lower intensity than low intensity running, but I'll do it for way longer periods of time. I can do it while working because I have this stationary treadmill here where I can just go on and walk during meetings. I can go for a walk in between or something. And this for me works way better to just be a little bit more active than going for one run just once 30 minutes a week. And I think it's a net positive doing it that way. And I can also, I think it contributes a fair bit for the weight loss part that was gone really, really well. So on that part, I say this in total is a little bit ahead of what I've planned in terms of doing cardio. So I'm doing more, but I'm doing different kinds of cardio instead of that I initially planned. This is like my agile way of saying I change my targets if I see they don't fit. and to not practice what I preach for the next objective in mind, I can't get myself to meditating. I've tried multiple times. I've tried 2 different apps. I've tried Balloon, I've tried Headspace. And I think for myself, the biggest challenge is finding the time each day to spend meditating. So I want to do this, but I've not really honed the process or the habit of actually meditating once a day for 5 minutes. And this objective, I think I've done like maybe 7 sessions in 6 weeks. So this is a very, very bad down arrow. I'm not very good at meditating, and I am planning on reviewing this a little bit further, drilling down and see how I can change my approach to actually continue meditating or just establish meditating more often. I think there are great benefits in meditation, but currently, as I don't have like a real time where I say this is the time where I meditate, because I can't do it in the morning, because the first thing in the morning 3 days a week is training. I don't have a real time slot around the day, and this is not good. And I think here's one part where I can really improve on in the upcoming future. Regarding the mind part, the second one, reading 2 books, I've actually managed to, let's say, consume 2 books because I've not read them. I've listened to them via Audible. The first one, Cues by Vanessa Van Edwards, I finished in like 3 weeks, the first 3 weeks of January. This was pretty fast, and I thought about doing a video review about this book, but it turns out it's quite complicated doing a book review if you just listen to it. You consume a lot of knowledge, but this knowledge is like scattered in your brain and you don't have any notes, you've not underlined anything. It's really complicated to form a cohesive video out of this one. So most likely I won't do book reviews. Maybe I bundle those 2 that I plan to read together into one video, just going briefly over the talking points for these books, how I like them, and having the review very, very subjective, basically just telling you my gut feeling, how I like them, how I like the pacing, how I like the content, and what I might not like that much. I'm currently roughly 30% into the second book, Thinking in Systems, which is super duper information dense, and it's really hard to listening to it for a prolonged time. So I can only listen to it in small chunks, and then I need to process basically what I've heard. So that makes it a little bit more complicated, but I'm very, very confident that I can manage to listen to roughly less than 5 hours in the next month and a half. So I will reach my objectives to read 2 books, and I'm actually, if I continue to color code these, I'm actually a little bit ahead of this, because I've read more than the 1 book. I'm already into the second book, and I've actually listened to a complete audiobook in between, a fantasy book that I really like. So I'm well ahead of my schedule for these ones, and looking on the objectives in total, I think I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. For me, the body part was a little bit more important than the mind part, to be very honest, because I really wanted to have this health and body weight changes happening, and tracking these very closely and making sure that they are a priority of mine. I skipped a lot of occasions where I could make more unhealthy choices in order to really achieve these goals. And I'm pretty proud of this already. And I will maybe review the meditation part a bit and see if I can course correct at least a little bit in the second half of this month and of this quarter, in order to not come to a median of daily or something, but at least find some way how to establish a meditation practice again, because I think there are very big benefits to reap from. Okay, this was a quick one. I just wanted to run down through all the objectives that I set myself, see how I'm faring, and letting you know where I might not be right on track and what I can change in order to achieve my objectives a little bit more and see how we try to course correct in order to achieve something, and not set my goal at the very beginning and then lose track of it and never achieve anything. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. If you want to have a deep dive into one of these topics, maybe not the meditation part, because I can't really talk about the meditation part, I've barely done it. Let me know in the comments and I will maybe make a video about this. If you have any other questions as well, thank you guys for watching. Maybe watch some other video here that YouTube thinks you will like, maybe here on my face. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.